Brought to you this hour by Los Compadres Restaurant. Please support our advertisers. Jimmy Forrest and his tenor sax on Robin's Nest. And before that, Soft Winds, a couple off of an album side. They sounded so good. Let's try one more, the third track of side B. Let's hear how Most Much sounds.
just the same.
Some music we doubt is on YouTube, so we wanted to share it with you today. That was Johnny Dyer, a harmonica player from the West Coast, backed so admirably by Rod Piazza's Mighty Flyers. They were doing a Walter Jacobs tune, Aw Baby, with Johnny Dyer. Jimmy Forrest before that on tenor sax, Most Much. In fact, we heard an entire album side of Robin's Nest and Soft Winds before that selection. And in fact, that started before we went on Facebook Live, so you're joining us in progress. And on the radio, nationally, some of the things we've played so far this morning are some salsa, some Miles Davis, and Sonny Rollins and Charlie Parker. We also heard Christian McBride's brand new CD. We had Candace Springs, a fabulous new vocalist on the scene, a couple of alto saxophonists, and a couple of tenor saxophonists in separate recordings, but together, tandem saxophones, tandem tenors, you might call them. And we also began this morning with the late Cannonball Adderley, a name you may or may not have heard. But, it's all disguised as entertainment. I mean, it could be art, but it's supposed to make you feel good, as it does us. So we're on Facebook Live at the moment. Hacksaw Jazz is the radio program. Later this afternoon, in just a couple of hours, we will be on in Yuma, Arizona, on station KAWC. You can pick it up on the stream, kawc.org. 2 hours of the stream from 2 until 4. And we're on WKAR in East Lansing, Michigan this evening from 5 until 7. And that's WKAR.org, Michigan State University. Okay, what else can we talk about? Let's say hello to our viewers for right now. Joe Pashley, John Mueller, who fell asleep on the couch, couldn't get out to paint the town last night. Christina Plant, hello, good morning, good afternoon, almost. Nick Amanda Rees, Charles McNulty, Charlie McNulty, the blues singer. Lauren Morovich, someone we've crossed paths with at Jazz Jam Sessions, Stacy Phipps and his fabulous barbecue, and Pete, the world traveler. He always makes it a point to tune in and watch and listen to Hacksaw Jazz wherever he is on the road. Well, we just heard the blues. We're going to continue with the blues, and we played Johnny Dyer, someone we've had a chance to see in concert and enjoy. Live music is the way to go. Here's another one we've enjoyed, and I think he may be gone now, no longer with us. Don't quote me on it, but he's going to introduce himself.
Yeah, baby, you know what? My name is Luther Guitar Jr. Johnson, And I like to play my guitar. I like to play the blues, and I like to get a little funky too. So right on this set here, I'm gonna do something for you, baby. A little thing you call the sugar too. I want you to do it.
Dusty Dave and the Heart Attacks, a very strong group we feel stands up alongside all the blues greats and even all the rockabilly greats for that matter. It was a group turned on to us by Backpack and her Rockabilly Worldwide mashup program, heard on many of these same stations, that we took from Dusty Dave and the Heart Attacks' Come Inside. And preceding that, we also had Luther Guitar Jr. Johnson and something about a funk in the air. Also Sugar, Sugar Sweet, and Sugar on My Mind, things of that nature. So new viewers on Facebook Live, Al Shohacky, he's so happy, and Ellen, who is with, I hope, Duffy, who really got us started in this whole mess, and Carl Dixon, who's enjoying the music. And Carl, I'm enjoying the book you gave me all those years ago, it seems, the Red Road there, enjoying that and revisiting that from time to time. As we are our music, and we improvise, we have jazz, we have blues, we have a touch of Latin, which we will get to, I think, before we sign off this day. Right now, a tenor saxophonist called Eddie Harris, and I'm going to show you this. If you look closely, the plant in the background hanging behind Eddie Harris's head makes it look like his hair, long hair music, tearing his hair out, something like that. Anyway, we liked what he did with his saxophone. It took us a little while to warm up to his style, because he often improvised on just one chord, but then he ran this saxophone through an octave splitter, and he was able to get all kinds of effects. Listen to what he does here on Theme in Search of a Movie, the late, great Eddie Harris, with our program Hacksaw Jazz, and on Facebook, Full Moon Hacksaw. We're on Twitter and Instagram, too. We have a website.
La nostalgia de palmeras, de un danzón silbándome en la brisa, nostalgia de un mar azul y verde, con calidez de manos que acarician. Siento la nostalgia de palmeras, de un verdor que embriaga los sentidos, añoranza de montañas habitadas por las flores que había en el paraíso. Siento la nostalgia de mi tierra, de una manera intensa, de una manera eterna, porque hasta el día que yo vuelva siempre seré extranjera, siempre seré extranjera. Siento la nostalgia de palmeras, de un verdor que embriaga los sentidos, añoranza de montañas habitadas por las flores que había en el paraíso. Siento la nostalgia de mi tierra, de una manera intensa, de una manera eterna, porque hasta el día que yo vuelva siempre seré extranjera, siempre seré extranjera. Siento la nostalgia de palmeras agitándose en el viento cual pañuelo, despidiéndose de mí cuando me fui. Cuando me vean llegar me reconocerán y me saludarán el día de mi regreso.
You know, we were mentioning Latin music a little bit earlier, and there we have one of its greatest exponents, Havana's Celia Cruz, and she was serenading us with Siento la Nostalgia de Palmeras, and just needed to have that romantic, easy touch this day. And before that was Eddie Harris and Theme in Search of a Movie. Mr. Harris on the tenor saxophone with some well-known West Coast musicians. Eddie Harris active in the 1960s, 70s, 80s, and part of the 90s, as I recall. May have passed in the early 2000s, I'm not sure. Now, on to the hot Latin music. This is brand new from Orquesta Acocan. And allow me to find something here. Why don't we select here Un Tobacco Para, something like that, and see how this goes. This is Hacksaw Jazz. Good to have you tuned in. A little Trace. Crank it up.
Nando, queré ye un Nando a coloriza. Haña pae, fondún el legua, hecho a la guana fondún el legua, güey. El legua puto junde magua, el legua son minagua, el legua puto junde magua, o paracató, mate cutó, el legua son minagua, magua. O perere, maíz suma na el legua, el es mi güey, puto la idea, para llegar en mi güey, puto la idea.
Celebrado en casa de mi compadre, me llevaron convidado a conocer un babalao y a una madrina que era muy buena. Ay, yo
Mongo Santa Maria on his congas and playing right on top of the beat, according to what I hear. Some rather intricate Latin music, Latin jazz specifically, in those last two, in my opinion. Mongo Santa Maria doing Salazar, and that was written by his saxophonist and musical director, Marty Scheller. The 1980s, the late Mongo Santa Maria. Preceding that was Orquesta Acocan, brand new release. We took the selection Un Tabaco or Tabaco Para E, perhaps. Again, it was rather exotic, and the mood evoked is not typical of your salsa, which was turned on to us by the late Louis Enriquez. I always want to think of Louis, who was on the radio for many years here in Phoenix and got us into Latin jazz. So we had a couple right there. And want to tell you that YouTube has many of our videos, the archived hours, and we include some of the Arizona Music 586, specifically Arizona Musicians Hours. All Arizona music on these hours, sponsored by the PFM, Phoenix Federation of Musicians, Local 586. And now to conclude this broadcast, we have a big band led up by a trombonist, or he's into bones, as we may say. And I'm going to move the graphic here so you can see what I'm talking about. There it is right there. Fun. That's what jazz is supposed to be. That's the credo of trombonist, composer, arranger Dana Legg. And Seabreeze Jazz label has released some years ago this Boneheads, which we're going to listen to the title track from now, the Dana Legg Stage Band. Enjoy. The Dana Legg Stage Band from a CD called Boneheads, as in trombone. For example, that was written by former Maynard Ferguson trombonist Nick Lane. And Boneheads, title track. That's what jazz is supposed to be, fun. The leader realizes there's a need for analysis and theory, but those are only to help you widen your area of musical enjoyment. And that we have done so well this time. Thank you for being with us. Hacksaw Jazz, brought to you this time by Los Compadres Restaurant at 2350 West Northern. Please support our financial supporters. They make this possible. And if you're watching up to the very end, here comes the fisheye to the lens.